last shift. Gabriel and I have been travel nursing in Washington for the last 3 months. We now have a month break, so we're heading home for the holidays, but we decided to make a pit stop on the way. I just suggested one day, hey, how about on the way back to Minnesota, we just stop in Europe and visit the Christmas markets, because, you know, it's so on the way. And he agreed. So that's where we're off to. You ready? Also, if you can't tell, I am a bit of a snow baby. So my birthday's in December. It is actually my birthday eve. Yes, that is a thing. And so we're going a little bit for my birthday. Is it for my birthday?
Sure.
Sure, it's for my birthday. We have been working night shift like we always do, but we worked the previous night. Didn't sleep much last night. I really shouldn't justify it. We're going to stop to get coffee because any good road trip, you stop to get coffee, even though I drank an entire pot of coffee this morning. But hey, we're working night shift, we're not sleeping well, and it's a road trip, so double, triple coffee. So let me give you a bit of a lowdown of what our plan is. Now, we planned this trip about a month ago, so I haven't done a whole lot of research. We're not gonna go there and try to hit every single market. We are maximizing our time. We're only there for 5 days. 5. And so we tried to pick markets that were quite close to each other, but we wanted to hit different countries. So we're hitting 3 different countries, 5 markets, everything you can get to train within an hour and a half or under. So let me give you the route. We're flying from Seattle to Dublin. That's just where the flight was. I actually studied abroad in Dublin in college. So we're going there, we're spending a day. It's gonna be so fun. Not really doing Christmas markets there, that's just a fun thing. Then from Dublin, we're flying to Frankfurt. Germany, from what I understand, is kind of the oldest, most traditional country for Christmas markets. We're not going to the oldest one, it just wasn't on our route. It wasn't the closest. I believe we'll be going back, so it's all right. But we're flying to Frankfurt and we're going straight to Heidelberg. Now, I was also trying to choose a couple more mid-size or smaller markets, and we're also doing some of the bigger ones too, but just something that's a little bit smaller, a little more low-key. So we're starting in Heidelberg. From Heidelberg, this was the one that I had a really hard time choosing because there's so many in this region of Germany, but we're going to Gengenbach. A smaller one, but they have a giant advent calendar. That's what sold me. From Gengenbach, Germany, we leave Germany and we're gonna go over to France. And we're going to Strasbourg, the capital of Christmas. That's kind of the biggest one that we're going to. And it'll probably be epic and crowded. Not really even worried about the crowdedness. I'm just excited to experience the markets with everybody. From Strasbourg, we're going to Colmar. Also gonna be a very busy, popular one, but Colmar is a 20-minute drive to Riquier. Another place I went to when I studied abroad in college, one of my favorite places we went to, so we're gonna try to catch those 2 in the same day. We'll see if we do it. But those are gonna be the smaller ones in France. From France, we go into our 3rd country, which is Switzerland, which is obviously beautiful, wintry, lovely, and we're going to Basel, mostly for the cheese. After Basel, we're gonna fly out of Zurich, and we're going back home for the holidays. And that's the route.
This trip was kind of last minute-ish, so we didn't have a lot of options as to what to fly. Flying out of Seattle, we're flying Aer Lingus, which we haven't flown before. It's the Irish flag carrier. We're flying Aer Lingus from Seattle all the way to Dublin. Flight is about 9 hours long. And then when we get to Dublin, we're there for 1 night, and then we're flying Lufthansa from Dublin to Frankfurt. And then when we get to Frankfurt, we're taking the train from Frankfurt to Heidelberg. And then we do all the Christmas markets and, you know, whatever. And then on the way back, we are actually flying Swiss out of Zurich. So the aim of the trip, part of the aim was to try fly countries' flag carriers, you know, to really experience the countries culture or je ne sais quoi, whatever. We are doing it, flying Swiss to Chicago, then United from Chicago to Fargo, where we the closest airport to home. How I booked it, I used 55,000 Alaska miles per person to fly Seattle Dublin. Then I used 8,000 United miles per person to fly Lufthansa from Dublin to Frankfurt. And finally, I used 70,000 Air Canada Aeroplan miles to fly from Zurich all the way to Fargo, North Dakota. So that's it. Okay, regarding the hotel bookings in Dublin, I had such a hard time because we originally were going to stay at the Hyatt Centric, which is centrally located, the exact place we want to stay. But I also got a new Amex Personal Platinum and I had to use the credit. So I guess we're going to the Conrad in Dublin for a day. And then the rest of the hotels, honestly, I did not look for my loyal, usual Hyatt places or Hiltons. I just booked based on proximity. My only standard was, what is the closest, most walkable hotel to the Christmas market? And I just booked whatever that was. So I guess we'll find out in hindsight if that was a good idea. Again, we're working a lot, so this was all, the flights and the hotels were literally booked in one night in between our stretch. So I truly hope I have every night covered, so we don't repeat what happened in Addis Ababa.
I hope so too.
Yeah, that was the problem.
In regards to how we packed, did we do it well? I don't know. We can maybe tell you at the end. But we were also packing for a month at home over Christmas. And we're going to try to also go to Arizona to see family. So I brought a medium-sized roller suitcase. We last minute changed Gabriel's from a medium to a large because we're also trying to buy Christmas presents for people. And we're trying to get the very classic Christmas market mugs, which I feel like take up a lot of room, so we wanted extra space. But we're taking a train every single day, so that might have been a poor decision. I don't know. I've seen people do it with backpacks. I've seen people do it with large suitcases because you're also bringing large clothes and lots of layers. And I brought my giant coat. Got all checked in, but the clear TSA gate was closed. So now we're on a mad hunt for a TSA line that's open. It's like 6 p.m. Made it through security in like 10 minutes, but it does not matter how many times you go through an airport security. You will get yelled at every time and still do something wrong every single time. I've done it a million times. I feel like I know how to do it, but I don't apparently. Hello and welcome to Aer Lingus. We are going to do a little bit of a seat review. So we are in the middle two. The configuration of this is interesting. It is sometimes 1, 2, 2 and sometimes 2, 2, 1. Yes, but we are in the middle two. We're in seat 3. There is a pocket in the front. This is kind of the first time I've seen this. I have no idea where our tray table is. Speaking of, update on that, but this is where all of your stuff is stored. You also have storage down here. If you can see this, mine is full already, but yeah, that is where your storage is. Then you've got your like menus in the side over here, seatbelt and all of that. And then when you come to the other side, that's where your remote is, all of your controls, and a little light. And then your plug-in is behind me in this corner. We've got a coat hook here, TV, screen, actually a almost excessive amount of legroom, wouldn't you say? And okay, it's a lot. I don't know, but it's like very slanted, so I don't really know where I want to put my shoes. Yeah, the tray table's a mystery. Maybe we don't have one. It starts off with champagne per the usual and a berry cocktail, if you so choose. And we have already asked. You can't get Guinness because it does not fly well. Guinness is bougie. We have to wait till Ireland to get that. So we have the amenity kit bag. This is it. It's pretty basic. Basically a turquoise bag. Only special thing is it has this Aer Lingus little tag on the bottom. I have not looked inside yet. So we have a sleeping mask. The strings are kind of wimpy. The mask is soft. Earplugs, socks, very little socks. I don't know if they're gonna fit your feet. Very tiny toothpaste, toothbrush. This is probably lotion and lip balm. That's it. Very basic. I don't know what rating would we give it. Oh my gosh. Gabriel says a 4. I was gonna say a 5. Like, it's basic. 5, right? He agrees. Okay. Right now, our first impressions of the amenity kit are a 5 out of 10. I got the berry signature cocktail. It's kind of holiday-ish with champagne. That's all I know. It's got berries. Gabriel's getting an Irish cider. I'll try that too. The seats are massage seats, and they work. I can feel them. Then, with our drinks that we started off with, we got crackers and onion jam. Onion and jam really go together, actually. First of all, we have found the tray table. Do you want to hold this so I can?
Yes, I can.
So the
hold
tray
it.
table is here. It goes up into here, into the side, which seems different. And then there's a little button down here. We also have found a whole other compartment in the side, but only half of the seats have them, from what we can tell. We have decided not to rate the Seattle airport for
Correct.
this flight review because it had nothing to do with Aer Lingus. There was no Aer Lingus lounge. And so we are going to rate the airport in Dublin when we leave and rate it based off of that experience. Correct? What do you think of the seat so far?
A couple pointers for the seats. Number one is the seats have this massage function that's really nice. When I first pushed the button, I was like, oh, it doesn't really work, but then you can feel it kind of vibrate under you, which is kind of cool. Number two is the seats do not have doors. And in business class flights, most airlines have doors. So that's a big drawback. And also, depending on what seat you have, there are different levels of privacy. Some seats, like Trisha's, have a cubby on the edge that kind of like cocoons you in, gives a little bit more privacy. And also, be careful when you're choosing seats because there are some throne seats at the front, which are singles, and there are some doubles as well. So all the seats are not created equal because usually you think the seats by the window are single. No, there are some of them that
Not
are
all of
double.
them.
So you need to ask your partner's permission if you gotta pee. Just something to be aware of. All in all, I would give it a 7. What do
I'm
you
going
think,
to
Trisha?
agree on the 7. I think they're quite comfortable. Now that I have found all the storage, it's more storage than I originally thought. And I'm really comfortable. I'm having a good time. So at least a 7.
Yes.
Right.
Next, we can talk about the amenity kit
Yes.
or the
Are we,
lack of amenity kit.
I think we are going to agree on the 5 out of 10. It's pretty basic. It has all that you need, but it's nothing special.
Okay. All
It
right.
is a pencil bag from Amazon.
With a Lingus tag on it. Yes.
Now, let's talk about my favorite part of the flight. Is it your favorite part of the flight?
It might be.
The food. So we did get drinks. We got the champagne when you come on and then after takeoff. And they did have a specialty holiday drink, which I think is great. It's the holidays, it's December, they were festive. I feel like that gets them extra points.
Yes, and we shouldn't forget the appetizers,
They have
which was like
pre-appetizer.
cheese biscuits. At least that's what I got, and jam. It was delicious. I
Mhm.
got the soup for my appetizer. What did you get?
I got the smoked salmon, which in general, I love smoked salmon, so I might be a little biased, but it was divine, actually.
Okay, very good. Mine was good
And
as well.
they did have bread and butter, which is kind of unusual, but as you can imagine, in Ireland, bread and butter is exceptional, and this was no exception. You
Excellent.
get what I did there?
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
It was probably my favorite part of the meal was the appetizers.
For main, I got a chicken and kind of a mixed veggie and some delicious sauce. I don't know what it was.
I did get the beef, and it came with like a scalloped potato thing and some like cabbaged veggie. It was a little underwhelming.
I noticed you didn't eat it all.
I wanted to add salt, but I'm one of those people that when somebody cooks me something, I usually don't add salt unless it's my own cooking. So I was stubborn, and it wasn't. It was
Taste.
underwhelming.
Okay.
But
What?
they had a peppermint chocolate Yule log dessert with a, what do you call those? With a chocolate holly
I
on
don't know
top.
what any of those words mean. It was a chocolate thing. I ate half of it.
It
It's
was
alright.
chocolate peppermint with a chocolate holly.
Okay, Trisha.
I just really appreciate that they're being festive, okay?
Yes.
So the appetizers and dessert, I think to me were exceptional. Actual dinner, meh. I'm gonna say, are we rating it?
No, not yet. We have to wait for breakfast.
We do have to wait for breakfast, but my premature rating right now is an 8. That's where I'm standing.
It's a 7 at best.
We'll
What?
see how breakfast is.
Okay, maybe.
Right, stay
Yeah.
tuned.
What 8? You have gone soft. What are you talking about?
I haven't flown in a while.
I'm Flow United. That's what scared us.
That's
All
what
right.
that is.
Yep.
See you after we sleep. Good morning from Aer Lingus.
Good morning.
How'd you sleep?
Not bad.
My sleep could have been better, but I don't think it was the flight's problem. I think it was a me problem. What would you finalize your seat rating at?
I would give my seat 6 out of 10. These seats differ a lot on
Yes.
what's available, and my seat just has less storage than Trisha's.
Our seats do differ quite a bit. I feel like Gabriel would have been better sitting in my seat. I actually have a lot more leg space than he does. I also have a lot more storage than he does. So it just is like the pick of the draw. I still say a 7, but I have the bigger and the better seat.
I think a 6 is appropriate. I think that's more appropriate. Going next to
Breakfast.
breakfast was delicious.
I will say breakfast on a plane usually disappoints. It just seems like you can't do eggs and pancakes well in the air, but they did pancakes well.
Yes.
And bacon.
Yes, the bacon was delicious.
And bacon was delicious. So I think the food should get an 8.
I think altogether as a package, the food. Do we rate food?
Before you said a 7, I said an 8.
I think it's probably an 8. Yeah, it's really
I
good.
think we can agree on an 8. So now it's Gabriel's time to shine.
Value for money. I booked this using 55,000 Alaska points and $18 per person, all the way from the west coast of the United States to Dublin. That is an absolute steal. The only thing that rivals it is flying Air France Business Class for 50,000 points to France from the west coast, which is a promo sale. Anyways, great value for money every day of the week. I can't think of better price point to come across ocean. So I'll rate it like a solid 7 out of 10. Good redemption.
You just said the best and then said 7.
Yes, the best is $0, Trisha. That would be
Oh.
10.
Okay.
The 7 is solid redemption.
Okay. So this is not the end of our review. We still are going to have to check out the airport in Dublin when we leave. So in a couple days, we will finalize this Aer Lingus flight review.
Yes, it's been a delightful flight, and something to note also is the people are so friendly. Probably the most friendly flight attendants we've had in a while, so
I can agree to this.
refreshing. All right.
Cheerio.
All right, go for it.
Tastes like I remember. It is now 10 months later, and I am currently editing the Aer Lingus Business Class YouTube video and realizing that we never rated the Dublin airport. So, let us try to do it now. What, from your best memory, do you feel like the Dublin airport was like?
I feel like it wasn't anything spectacular on arrival.
But it had everything that you needed.
Exactly. There is a bus called the National Express that takes you directly to the downtown area. But Trisha and I mostly expected the National Express to be a train. But it was not a train. It was a bus.
Was a bus. We
National Express.
Yeah, it did take us a while to find it simply because we were looking for a train and it was a bus.
It was a bus.
So do know that.
Yes.
There was a lounge in the airport. The lounge was basic, had everything that you could possibly need. Nothing really extra, but it had the things.
And it's special because it's an arrivals lounge, and you don't see that a lot of places. I would give the airport experience a 6 out of 10.
Originally saying a 6, now I'm like, is it actually a 7? Like,
well,
nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad happened. It's not. Well, I feel like everything, and for everyone, it's a juxtaposition of what you've seen before. You can agree on a 7. Sorry.
It's gonna be a 7. Okay. Now let me finally wrap up this video and give you the final rating for Aer Lingus Business Class that we took from Seattle, Washington to Dublin almost a year ago. It got a 3.3 star out of 5 rating, which I think is very decent. Hoping to do something similar again soon, right?
Right. I guess in summary, it is a very good way to get across the ocean.
Yes. So stay tuned, see if we fly it again, because we might. And that's all. And now we have finally wrapped this up. Bye.
Sun kissing it.
Can I try this? Seats are the mist seats. I have had too much champagne already. I haven't even drank this yet. Oh, I had a cocktail in the lounge. Oh no. Conorino? Picorino, rosemary, seaweed. Seaweed?
Okay, cut that out.